You're listening to Abruptly with Preeti. Trapped in irrational fear. Live with fear or face fear? Is it an easy choice to make? It was an early evening when the doorbell rang and Simmi's heart sank to see her husband Mayur ready to enter the house with 4 overflowing grocery bags. Instead of a hi, he was greeted with Simmi's shrill, "Wait!" Simmi's disturbed face and sharp tone of voice were enough to remind Mayur about her paranoia of the kitchen supplies. Mayur removed his shoes and one by one lifted his feet in the air. Simmi sprayed a strong disinfectant on his feet before he could place it on the entrance of his apartment. He handed her the bag, which she placed in the kitchen sink. After meticulously washing her hands for 30 seconds, she returned to the main door, where a waiting Mayur was now looking forward to pull off the N95 face mask and gloves. He picked up his shoes and once again, Simmi gushed the disinfectant, covering all parts of the shoes. Instead of the shoe rack, Mayur dropped his shoes in a paper bag, which was later kept in the corner of their balcony. After this initial safety screening, he headed directly for a 10-minute shower. He came out only to find Simmi staring blankly at the groceries from a distance. "Simmi, I'll take care of this. You wrap up your office work," suggested Mayur in a concerned tone. Simmi refuted and insisted on emptying the bags together. From yogurt cups to ice cream tubs to coffee jars, Mayur kept washing the groceries with soap. The supplies that couldn't be washed were sanitized by Simmi and placed at the top of the kitchen cabinets, their current quarantine zone for kitchen stock. For Simmi and Mayur, this exact scene was replayed each time they tried to restock their pantry. Reacting with fear to any crisis had been akin to Simmi for most part of her life. Even though her anxiety response wasn't labeled as any sort of phobia, it couldn't be brushed off as simple fear sensation either. Often, the distressful fear had prevented Simmi from functioning normally. So, while many started living in the fear of contracting the virus, Simmi was overwhelmed as she imagined the threat to be far greater than the actual risk. Washing hands a zillion times, repeated sanitization of their apartment, ceaselessly spraying disinfectant on anything or anyone coming from outside, and more, exposed how Simmi's fear had turned into a phobia during the ongoing pandemic. The very sight of any stuff coming from outside started triggering her panic of getting infected and resulted in severe anxiety. The snowballing numbers of COVID-19 patients were taking Simmi deeper into her fast-devouring fear. More than Simmi, it was Mayur who was getting troubled about her state of mind. After reflecting over the situation for an hour, he got up to shut the TV and stop the constant stream of pandemic-related news. He turned on music and said, "Simmi, it's time to face our fears and adjust to the new normal that everyone talks about. Tomorrow will be exactly 5 months of complete social isolation for you. Let's take a baby step toward normalcy by resuming our morning runs. Don't forget, this shall too pass." The Struggle series was a product of the pandemic, but its stories are universal. If this tale touched you, I would love to hear about it. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Stories by Preeti or email me at preeti@coloredchalk.in. For everything else, check out my website preetishah.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this show on the podcast app you love. We are available everywhere. Thank you for listening. Until next time.